I'm about to share with you a product testing strategy we have been using with this e-commerce brand right here to explode it to $316,000 per month in revenue at a 13x ROAS. And the beauty about this approach and this testing strategy is that it works regardless of the niche or industry your e-commerce brand is in. But with that, we all know that with Google Ads, the easier you make the algorithm's life, the more results it will actually generate for your brand. And what I personally have seen while auditing e-commerce brands under my Google Ads agency or marketing is a lot of these product testing strategies are either too fancy, they go too in depth, or they completely confuse the algorithm and leave the brand in ruin. You don't want to do any of that if you want to properly test your products, if you want to ensure that they're running properly. Now, this strategy right here, it's kind of an extension of the TPS approach. If you don't know what the TPS approach is, it basically stands for testing, profitability, and scaling, where your entire Google Ads strategy should contain campaigns which are testing products at any given time, which are basically starting to scale products which are profitable, and then finally taking all of those profitable products on a smaller scale and exploding them via the scaling approach via other campaign types. But we're gonna focus on the T portion for this video. Now, this testing strategy right here, it's fairly simple. It's based on segregation of your products, but it's not the normal segregation approach where you would just separate out your products based on their product margins or the category they're in or the collection they're in. Instead, we are actually segregating out the products based on their price points. If you look right here, there's multiple different performance max campaigns we have running for this brand. And in fact, this brand has only so far done well with performance max campaigns. So that's literally it. There's no search campaigns here, no display, demand gen, etc. Because after testing and spending thousands of dollars, it has just not worked out for this brand. But essentially, this product testing strategy, it contains different types of products based on their product price point. So for instance, if we go inside this performance max campaign right here, you will notice that these products are between $25 to $100. That's literally it. There is not a single product that's over $100 within this campaign, nor is there a single product less than $25 within this entire campaign. And what we are doing essentially is we're laying out all of the products within this brand, all of the price points, and we're separating it out based on intervals of product pricing. So the first interval is any product below $25. That's the first kind of general range where things begin. And as you can see, that campaign right here, it hasn't spent the most money, nor has it gotten the most amount of results. I mean, the ROAS is a 14x, but the conversion value is only 11,000, which compared to the total account value, it's not that much. But essentially, we're giving all of these products their own campaign and their own approach, because any product that's below $25, a user who wants to purchase this product to begin with is going to think differently about it compared to a product which costs maybe $1,000, which costs maybe $5,000. And the last thing you want to do is confuse the algorithm by putting these two types of products together, because the person who's going to buy a $25 product is very different from a person who's going to buy a $5,000 product. They have different approaches, they have different kinds of income levels, etc. So there's no reason for you to confuse the algorithm and put both of these together. But from that $25 range, then comes the $25 to $100 range, which is this campaign right here. Now it's starting to generate a little bit more revenue. The ROAS is also very, very decent. From the $100 range, now we jump to directly $100 to $1,000 range, which is this first campaign right here. It is performing the best so far. Although it's testing products, we have converted this into a scaling campaign as well, because these products for this brand between $100 to $1,000, they have been known to perform the best. That's kind of the sweet spots for this brand. So we didn't want to incorporate a different kind of scaling strategy for this brand at all. Instead, we wanted to keep it all together, because the products inside this campaign, that's the beauty about this strategy, by the way, as well, where you don't have a lot of confusion within the algorithm, and these campaigns can use the data that they're getting for the other products, which may cost $700, and then use that data to find the right audience for that product, which only maybe costs $200. But what I've seen from this approach right here, what we see is that $100 to $1,000 range, that's the sweet spot where these products do well together. Then we start to get a bit bigger in terms of the ranges. We go from $1,000 to $5,000, which is this campaign right here. And although the conversion value here is the highest, it should be the highest at least, the ROAS has been the lowest so far, as we see right here, barely a 4x. The revenue also is not that great. So that tells us that this range of products just doesn't seem to do that well for this brand. And then finally, we ended up with all the products above $5,000 in total, which is this campaign campaign right here, and this campaign is doing fairly decent, 11.56x ROAS, and it's gotten $25,000 in total revenue. But these are just kind of the products which aren't going to be getting too many sales all at once. They will just continue to run in the background and continue to generate some revenue long term. But the main goal with this product testing strategy, number one, is to make the algorithm's life easier. This is what we have seen work not only for this brand, but also for some of the other brands we handle under my agency, Your Marketing, which, by the way, if you run a brand doing $1 million a year, you need extra help scaling your brand to the next level, go on to my website at yourmarketing.com and schedule a free call with me to see essentially how we can work together and make that happen. But this kind of strategy makes it the algorithm's life easier, and it gives you specific ideas of what product ranges, what price points work the best. Because keep in mind, when you separate things out based on the product price points, it makes the whole approach easier. You don't have to focus on product collections or product categories or any of that stuff, because now you are taking something that is much more relevant to each other. Prices are very relevant because somebody who buys a $100 product can kind of be the same person who can also buy a $200 product or maybe a $500 product. It's not that different. Versus you just putting a $1,000 product inside a $24 product campaign, it's just not going to do the trick for it. Making the algorithm's life easier is the number one goal with this approach, and it works like a charm. But again, if you run a brand doing $1 million a year, you need extra help scaling to the next level, go onto my website at yourmarketing.com and schedule a free call with me to see essentially how we can work together and make that happen. But check out this video right here where I exposed a brand doing $200,000 and more per month in revenue, where we applied a similar testing strategy like this one right here.